everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. Please take a second, tag your friends and family, share this live feed. We don't go live a whole lot in the afternoons and evenings anymore. It's usually a morning thing for me, but I think you all know why. We have been crazy busy. So if you guys can just take a second and share this. Once I see that quite a few of our regulars are here, we're just gonna do a little walkabout this morning or afternoon, wherever you might be watching. And all I can say is, oh my very goodness! I cannot believe that the Big Cat Public Safety Act passed the Senate last night. Oh, my whole world just spun from 7:30 last night till still happening right now. So it is just an absolutely epic day for the whole sanctuary world, but especially us at Big Cat Rescue. 2020 proved to be a very rough year with the Tiger King nonsense, and we have all agreed that no matter how horrible that time was, and just how heartbreaking and how insulting and how just life-threatening that whole process felt going through Tiger King as Big Cat Rescue, it sure did end up getting a lot of attention, which we know helped get this bill passed. So we're very, very excited. This is Kali. I was very excited that when the announcement came out last night that they used my photo of Miss Kali. It actually won one of the International Tiger photo contests, so I was so excited that our girl got shared over 650 times. We made that announcement last night and you guys just shared the heck out of it. I absolutely love that basically every person I know shared that. It is just, it's surreal. I think we all keep feeling like we don't even know if that really just happened. If you guys missed it this morning around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Howard and Carol did go live, and it's on our main Facebook page. I also shared it on my Big Cat Rescue public page. It has been a very long time coming. I can't speak to, what other sanctuaries feel or have, been doing. I've been here for the last 7 years, and I know that has been our #1 top mission, and it spanned years and years before my husband and I got down here. So what I can share on why I basically keep bursting into random tears, so apologies if that happens. But Mark and I lived in Columbus, Ohio, the year that the Zanesville massacre occurred, and my husband was actually working in the Zanesville area at the time, and we were some of those people that actually had to drive down the highways and see all of those caution wild animal signs. And when we got home and saw the news, we were so horrified that over 50 animals had to be shot and killed. And I just can't thank the National Sheriff's Association for really stepping up. And I know she's probably not watching these, but just a huge shout out to Jen Leon, a previous staff member that really forged the relationship with the National Sheriff's Association. And she's the first person I thought of when I saw that, besides, of course, Carol and Howard. So it's been a very, very, very emotional day, and it's probably going to keep happening. So bear with me. I don't know, I think I got to the point where I kept getting my hopes up, and then nonsense would occur, and then this time around I just tried really hard not to think much about it, and then boom, it unanimously passed the Senate. So we are just so excited. So, I do want to show you. Obviously this year has been pretty epic, clearly, and it just got more epic. But I do want to show everybody what shirt I'm wearing. So, hey everyone. I got sunglasses on so you can't see the cry face. But I am wearing the 30th anniversary shirt that Jamie designed. It is still available and it will be through the new year. So if you guys are interested in that, bigcatrescue.biz. That is where you can purchase all kinds of different things with that information on it. I was gonna show tigers because clearly it's a huge win for tigers today. Not only is it still the year of the tiger, but having the Big Cat Public Safety Act unanimously passed through the Senate. It had already passed through the House months prior. And once you got through all the political stresseries, is what I feel like they are, it happened. So, and we've already had President Biden say that he would support the bill. So we are now just kind of waiting on the next step as to how long that process takes and when it'll be signed into law. A lot of people want to know what's next. Well, our job is never ever done. It will never be done. We are always going to have to be the voice for the voiceless, even if it's not cats, farm animals, puppy mills, all the things. Obviously, we know what we've been fighting for, and now it's going to be a process of actually enforcing it, which I'm super prepared to do. Again, in our staff meeting, we had a really good conversation with Miss Aria, but she's totally asleep. Had a really good conversation about what's next, and I am jazzed. I am renewed. I did laugh and said I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to talk about on lives anymore, because if it's not go to bigcatact.com and make the call of the wild, what the heck am I saying anymore? But what we all agreed on is the next most important step is going to be thanking your representatives and your legislators, especially your senators. Unanimous, everyone supported it. They really need a big cat rescue thank you. So you guys can still go to bigcatact.com and contact your legislators with a big thank you. Carol made sure that she got it all set up so it should contact the people that were in support, because you never know. There's circus bill out. There's always going to be new amendments and new things that need to be tacked on. Obviously, this was a huge win for our big cats. We know that this doesn't apply to the smaller cats, which is a whole other fight of its own. So what the Big Cat Public Safety Act is essentially doing... Oh, there's a Maxie. Hi, handsome. Max, did you hear the news? Oh my word. Oh my word. Can you believe it? So what the Big Cat Public Safety Act will effectively do, two parts. One is to effectively end cub petting. No more breeding for people's photo ops. No more breeding for hold this cub, pet this cub, take this photo with this cub for 12 weeks and then it gets discarded into people's backyards or basements or worse. So that's a huge ordeal. End the captive breeding. There's no need to keep breeding them for life in cages. We need to start focusing on saving them in the wild. And when we do things like the Wildcat Walkabout and International Tiger Day, and we donate all of that money to all of these organizations helping them in the wild, that really needs to be our biggest focus. Maxie, you don't look that impressed. Of course, my phone's now doing that thing again where I can't really see what you guys are saying, so hopefully it's just a lot of happy tears and oh my goodness. Honestly can't even really formulate thoughts and words about all of this at this point in time. And I'm sure you guys will hear a lot more from Carol and Howard as they continue to speak to the press. I can't even begin to name everybody that they will probably name. I'm just so overwhelmed. When the Zanesville massacre happened, shortly after, I found Big Cat Rescue on YouTube, and Mark and I set it as our goal to get down here and get involved, because that was like the worst thing I've ever seen. And here we are 7 years later, and I can't even believe that I got to be a part of this. I feel so incredibly thankful and grateful, and I definitely cried saying that in the staff meeting today. Like, just what an honor to have watched all of this unfold, and them to trust me to be a voice and come out here and show you guys these cats. It's just been unbelievable. So good. Isn't it funny how you literally cry for basically everything in life? Happy, sad, mad. It's ridiculous. I'm definitely one of those people who cries for everything. Here's a Jasmine. Hi, Jazz. I feel like you'll have something to say. This is a huge reason why I don't always go live in the middle of the day. Everyone's totally asleep. But I am covering evening meds tonight, so I was like, well, I need to get out there sooner than later, show you some cat faces. I will give you a little hint that tomorrow I also won't be doing a normal morning walkabout, but I will go live later in the afternoon, and it's for a very exciting reason. Hi, I'm just not going to tell you guys what it is. This is Jasmine. Jasmine knows better than anybody. She's a tiger that was confiscated in Ohio. Lived here as a witness protection cat for over 4 years. Thankfully, she got to stay here and keep living her retirement life. And because of her, we're going to keep being the voice. We're going to make sure that we find out where all of these people are that own these animals as pets. We're going to make sure that people aren't breeding them anymore for more cats in cages. These cats can live into their 20s, and there's not a lot of people out there that can raise that kind of money to top of the line care for these cats for that amount of time or more. So please make sure as this moves forward, you guys are still only supporting GFAS accredited sanctuaries. Just don't support people breeding for life in cages. We really need to see more and more organizations focusing on helping save them in the wild. Right, Jazz? It's like, you are boring me. I already knew all of this. So again, if you missed Howard and Carol live this morning, you guys can rewatch that on our Facebook page. She's like, it's not breakfast time. It's not really enrichment or operant time. It's not evening meds time. This is weird. Why are you here? And I just have to say that there's absolutely no way. Yes, we feel just beyond excited that this massive goal that, again, I've been here 7 years. The first day I set foot on this property, you learn all about the Big Cat Public Safety Act. You know what the bill number is, and you know exactly the number for people to text or to call or the website to send them to. Like, that is like one of the first things you learn here. And for 7 years later, for it to feel like such a payoff, like, I realize that everybody here did a ton of work, but there's no way we could have done any of it without you guys, without your undying loyalty and every single one of you making all of those calls and writing all of those letters and just learning every detail. I mean, how many people knew nothing about how to get a bill passed prior to finding, you know, us and our mission? The amount of people that are just floored by how this process went and how long it took, and the persistence that Carol and Howard and everybody had was just so inspiring. Like, who else feels like sky's the limit, right? As long as you've got maybe a decade, it's worth the fight. I'm really hoping that it never has to take this long again for a completely obvious bill to be passed. I mean, it is a public safety issue for these people all over the country to go unaccounted for. We have no idea how many big cats people actually own, where they are, how they're housed, how they're being taken care of. And it could be right next to your kid's school. It could be in your grandma's neighbor's backyard. It could be next to your job and you're just walking outside to eat lunch. Like, you just don't know. And I'm so tired of seeing all of the stupid news articles and things about a tiger running loose here and a serval. I mean, the servals, that is definitely, the little cat fight is definitely something on the horizon, because it is absolutely insane to me that a cat that should have been born to live wild and free in Africa is running around in people's neighborhoods here in the US. They can kill your small kids, your dogs, your domestic cats. Like, it's just a public safety issue. We've got to get it under control, and we have to start showing these animals respect. I mean, you're never ever going to regret helping animals, and I think you guys should just be like so proud of yourselves for getting involved, no matter whether you've been with us for a decade helping or just last year is when this dawned on you, because that's how I felt. I had no idea that the big cat crisis was what it was until Zanesville. I lived in Ohio for 30 years. I never once thought about how many farms I've driven past, that way back in the back there's this rickety old crap cage that has an apex predator in it. You know, it's just absolutely unbelievable, but it happens, and it's still happening, and this is such a huge step in making that public knowledge and getting people upset enough that they will fight for these animals. Was that a good enough story? You look like you're totally zonked out now. Well, I know that there is one cat in particular that it just wouldn't feel right not seeing her on a day like today. So we are gonna head up front. And again, thank you guys for whoever is helping out on comments and answering questions. Ignore any haters. We know that that is always going to be a thing. People that once their self-interest and their profiting off of these animals is threatened, they get threatened and they start spreading nonsense. So I'm just gonna go swing around real quick. There has been all kinds of things happening. I will tell you guys that we have been watching Jinx fairly closely. When he went home from vacation, he did kind of slow down on wanting to eat. Last night he ate normally. We're just keeping a close eye on him. He's acting normal otherwise, so just a heads up on that. I know usually when I go live every day that I'm here, I try to fill you guys in on all that random stuff. Mr. Zucari Serval had a slight limp. He looked great today. I just went by him and he was out walking around, looked fine, but must have done something, chasing something. So he is also on a little bit of pain management right now. Oh, what else? Again, tomorrow we have something very exciting happening. I just can't tell you what it is right now, but I will try to go live at some point for that. I know Carol teased it out that we've been tearing down some of our very oldest, most dilapidated, like would take the most work to spruce a cage back up. And so the one around the gift shop that used to be home to Moses and Bailey and partially Frankie, those have been removed. And it's another weird scenario where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much room we have. All right, where's this girl? We're gonna have to get her out here for her opinion. God, I'm already gonna cry. The first face that popped into my brain when all of this happened was Seth. and then Gabby, and then Andy, and then Shiraka, because they came from such a horrible breeding facility. And to know that those will be shut down and other cats won't have to suffer like that is just unbelievable. Hey Priya, it's your big moment. I don't think she's gonna come out. That's all right. She was out all morning on her platform. She is still over here in this enclosure. Hey Priya, she's just living her best life upside down in Duchess's den. We always say that if anyone deserves the Big Cat Public Safety Act to pass, it is Priya and cats like Priya, who came from just horrendous conditions. She's the last remaining tiger that didn't die of something just horrific, from being born and raised and speed bred in captivity. She was thankfully saved by Dr. Justin and our vet team and all of our keepers that took such good care of her for many, many months. Priya! I didn't bring snacks, so I know I'm not that interesting. She is knocked out. BigCatCams.com is where you will find a live camera for Tiger Lake, and that is where you would see Miss Priya. She was out napping on her platform, and then naturally I go live and she's now suddenly in this den. So you guys can watch for her. So again, I'm very sorry I haven't been able to see too many of your comments. I also just keep blubbering, so like I can't see anything. So it's probably a good segue for, I'm gonna do one more thing and then I'm gonna go try to find somebody to make us smile, because that's how I feel today. Is it's every 5 seconds I'm sobbing and then all of a sudden I'm laughing, and then I'm like the highest high cloud I've ever been on. Like, it's just an absolute whirlwind, and it still keeps feeling like, is this even real? So there's a whole lot of that happening as well. So we're just gonna take a second. You can send all your vibes through the screen here. We're gonna come over here and we're going to send all of our love to all of the cats before Priya that we have been fighting so hard for. This is our memorial wall. When we were open to the public, we always ended our tours here and said, make the call of the wild, because we never ever want any more cats to have to be put up on these walls once we change the laws. So we can actually come over here and tell them that they will never be forgotten. There are some small cats. Again, big win for lions and tigers and some of the medium cats. But we're still gonna have to fight for servals and caracals and bobcats. I can't believe when we celebrate our 30th year in the year of the tiger, just what a fitting end to the year. I know for a lot of people the wall is something that you hate and love. I basically don't come over here. Afton and I just talked about that the other day. Like, when I do and I end up reading a sign of something that I actually wrote for one of my cats, it is just almost too much to handle. But on a happy day like this, where we can come over and we can tell these cats that we did it. We never stopped fighting for them. Our girl that started it all. The fact that it takes this amount of time to pan around and actually show everybody is just unbelievable. Really puts it in perspective what 30 years of fighting and saying goodbye and caregiving and rescuing and saving and then peacefully allowing them to move on from this life with hopes that it'll never happen to anybody else again. Boy, so that is something. For anybody who is ready for another little flashback, this is where we ended all of our tours, and this is where we asked you to make that call of the wild. I think we even still have some out here. Oh, yep, but there's a giant wasp in there, so I'm not reaching in for that. We always showcased this horrible transport cage and asked you to make the call of the wild. So today, after all that sadness, at least now feeling like we've really started the ball rolling finally after all these years. So you can at least contact your representatives and thank them. BigCatAct.com. You can still go there and be automatically connected with your representatives. Let's go see if we can see a Trilly guy. He'll make us smile. He'll remind us what we're still fighting for. And he might even verbally say thank you. Again, we can't thank you guys enough for the amount of sharing and educating and just endless support. It really showed when I saw all kinds of people posting Cyrus about the Big Cat Public Safety Act passing yesterday, but to see over 650 people share our post was monumental. So good. Where's that boy? Hopefully in the shade. It's hot. We're not going to complain about the weather today in Florida. It was hot. It's definitely in the 80s. Cyrus! Cyrus! We gotta show a cat for everyone to smile. Cyrus! Cyrus! Are you up in your... Oh, there you are! Hi, honey buns! Hi. Hi, cutie. You ready to tell everybody thank you? Thank you, we couldn't have done it without you. Yeah. He's like, I'm still waking up. Why don't we come over here where it's not so hot? Come over here where it's not so hot. Let's go in the shade. Let's go in the shade. Right, Bub? Yeah, yay! Say congratulations, world. Unstoppable. Oh, got something on my foot. Let's come over here. Maybe the grass is too long over there. Come on over. I'm gonna have to calm it down before I do evening meds, or all the cats are gonna be like weirded out by my energy. They're like, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you mad? Hi. You ready to make everybody smile? Yeah. Nobody quite like Cyrus. Yeah. You got something bothering you, don't ya? I'm trying to think if there's been anything else over the last few days that I haven't updated you guys on. Let's see. Well, last Thursday, I spent like 8 hours cleaning Funcation with Afton. Could have led to a crazy allergic reaction I had over the weekend, but that's okay. But what was exciting is it was like almost sunset when we got Frankie moved out there, and Frankie Bobcat seems to be doing really well out there. So he is currently in Funcation. Emma is still working heavily on Priya's enclosure. And when that is all done and painted, we'll move Priya back over to her side, and then we'll bring Duchess home. I know Max Tiger would be next up, but I don't think that's going to happen this week. We have a work group coming in this weekend, which hopefully will help us get all of that done, and then next week we can move cats. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, sir? So again, if you guys missed any of this live, if you missed Howard and Carol live this morning, they were speaking with, forgive me, I don't have their names right in front of me, but one is the lobbyists that they work very, very closely with, and another organization that was very prominent in making all of this happen on I believe it was filmed for a podcast, but they were on Zoom and you can rewatch it. I shared it on my page as well as it being on the main page. And then this live will be on Facebook as well as, oh goodness, dailybigcat.com. Yes. I tried to show you Priya, it didn't quite work out, but the emotion was all still there. Thank you, Marcy. Yeah, if you guys can help me out on all those details. I'm surprised I even came out here and could function enough to do a live. Thank you, Jerry. That's exactly them. So again, when Carol and Howard were asked kind of what's next, what's the next step, what do we do? It's like for me, I'm like, what do I do with myself now? Thanking our representatives is key, and really, really trying hard to next step will be enforcement and finding out where all these animals really are. There's still a lot of work ahead, but it's definitely a day to take a breath and feel really, really accomplished, and all of you should be doing that as well. What was that? That cart that went by you that didn't give you nothing? Absurd. That is absurd. Yeah. That is absurd. So a huge round of applause to all of you, all the trills, all the purrs, all the sawing noises for Manny. All of that is for you guys. Right? Oh my. Okay, so last thing I'm gonna push really, really quick is I just added a crazy amount of blankets to BigCatRescue.biz. So many cute ones in 2 different sizes. BigCatRescue.biz blankets. I also added 5 new coffee mugs, perfect for winter, perfect gifts for people. Yeah, perfect. You can also currently buy pine trees. We're gonna start handing out Christmas trees next week to all of the cats, but we've only had about 10 purchased so far, and we've got under 40 cats. We also give them to the rehab cats. So please, if you feel like donating one this year, BigCatRescue.biz, search Christmas tree. You can also start ordering those holiday downloads. I know we also just got our least sponsored cat list from November going into December. It's the last month of the year. I know several of our supporters are trying to end the year by having sponsored every single cat on property. Right? And I was shocked to see Mouser on that list. I think Ginger, of course, is on that list. Filmo. I think Deb or somebody can. Yeah, I know, not you, buddy. You really know how to talk to people. Yeah, you really know. No, we don't need any blankets. We've got tons of blankets and towels and sheets and all that. Yeah, what we're selling to support the cats are really cozy fleece blankets on our online store, BigCatRescue.biz. What's on that foot? What is on the foot? Oh, I see a sticky. Is the sticky what's getting you? You know how my scratcher, I can't help. 100% of your donations and our profits from our online stores are what help us give top of the line care to the cats. So you guys can donate on our lives, or you can donate at BigCatRescue.biz, or you can go to our website, BigCatRescue.org/donate. So many ways to help. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna have to bring him a treat during meds time. I'm covering tonight's med shift, so cats that don't usually get treats on Wednesday are probably getting some. There's a lot to celebrate. Yeah, there is. Oh, well, thank you guys so much. I know this was a weird week. I didn't have hardly any of my morning lives. It was quite the week, and thank goodness it just got a whole lot more amazing. I will go live tomorrow with something special, so we will be excited for that. And then fingers crossed that next week is like totally normal and I'd be back on Sunday. So thank you guys for joining. You can rewatch this as soon as it ends here on our Facebook page. Thank you again for all the donations, all the support, everything, just literally everything. I don't have words anymore. What a spectacular community to be a part of. We love our big cat rescuers and we can't thank you guys enough. Right, buddy? Yay! Love you! Look at those ears. What do you hear? I love you! You hear something very interesting. Okay, bye! Bye! All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. I will see you soon.